Okay guys, welcome to Monday of week 3 of our no grocery shopping challenge. We are just finishing up lunch. Ruben made some homemade bread. Yes, the end went a little bit wonky, but it was delicious, had a good crust on it, a nice chewy crust. The inside was nice and soft. So we're having homemade sandwiches, which are delicious, and Nara decided to grill hers, so she has a grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich in the sandwich maker. And then this morning for breakfast, do you like it?
The crust is really crispy.
Crispy, yeah. So for breakfast, Ruben had grits, and then Apollo had a pluot, and then the other two didn't eat. I didn't either, so we're just doing sandwiches with this lovely homemade bread, and I'm not sure what we're doing for dinner. We're either going to do a soup or something with beans, I think, because I pulled a bag of beans out of the freezer, so we'll have to see. We have a bunch of baking and food prep stuff that we want to get done today, but we'll see. We still got our schoolwork to finish up first. It's dinner time, so naturally we decided to do a project. So Ruben is baking a double batch of the yellow summer squash bread that he made the other day because everybody liked it so much. He's using more of this applesauce we had in the freezer instead of oil or butter. And then over here we are using the food processor to shred the rest of our yellow squash and put it in the freezer because we actually love the bread so much. We figured that's all we want to make with it. So we're getting that shredded up. The boys have been just eating it. We've just been cutting slices and they've just been eating it. Nara's got our bags all labeled. For dinner, we're actually going to do burritos. So we have rice in here, and then we've got black beans up here that I had in the freezer. You want another one? Okay, just a minute, and then that's what we're doing for dinner for Monday. Hey guys, it is Wednesday of week 3 of our no grocery shopping month. I forgot to film yesterday. It got busy. So yesterday for breakfast, the kids had some of the squash bread that Ruben made. And then lunch was kind of a hodgepodge. Some of them had burritos. I think Inara had some granola. Did you have granola? Mm-hmm. She had granola and yogurt. We made a big double batch of granola. She made the granola actually. And then for dinner, we had... Oh dear, what did we have for dinner?
Burritos.
Was it burritos?
It was just
potatoes? Yeah, I think it was just people. Some people had potatoes, some people had burritos. It was just kind of like leftovers. And then so today's Wednesday, and this morning everybody had, well, most of you had granola, right?
Yeah.
Granola with yogurt because we have lots of yogurt in the fridge. And then Ruben, what did you have? He didn't have breakfast. And then lunch, we just did lunch. So I made a loaf of bread late last night. So they had homemade bread, peanut butter, and jelly sandwiches. And then the watermelon we got in the box from our neighbor. We cut it up and they had some watermelon. And then Thatcher just made these magical mints. He dyed them light green. I don't know if you can tell. It's a recipe that he kept out from a magazine a while back. So he made these, and I'm sure we're going to have some of these later. I'm not sure yet what we are doing for dinner. Probably parrot soup, but we'll have to see. Getting close to dinner time, so we are prepping to make parrot soup. We got our onions and garlic in here, sauteing that up. I've got my vegetable broth to put in. And we're over here trying our new chopper. Got these potatoes. Got to go through and clean up a couple of them, but it's actually doing a really efficient job. And we used it to cut up the onion, which was so much faster. And my eyes are a little bit stingy, but they're not watering out of control. So far we're really liking the chopper. Alright, I got everything in the pot. It just needs to come up to a boil and cook all the veggies, and then we'll eat dinner. It looks really good, and the whole kitchen smells really good, and it's only going to get better. This is one of our very favorite dinners. Alright, the soup is done. Sometimes I'll take the potato masher and smash stuff up in here to make it a little creamier. I like to cook the potatoes until they're really soft because, sorry about that, because the kids like it creamy. So I'm getting it put in bowls and getting it on the table so that we can have dinner. For Thursday dinner, we are having French toast. We had these bags of bread in the freezer, and I've got my batter over here. So we're making French toast. This has a lot of milk in it, so Ruben is making an almond milk alternative for him to have. This morning for breakfast, the kids had plain yogurt with granola, except for Ruben, I think he skipped. And then for lunch, I think it was just kind of like hodgepodge. What did you guys have for lunch?
It's just hodgepodge.
Yeah, it's just grab stuff, kind of hodgepodge, leftovers, that kind of thing. So dinner, this is our first batch. We're probably going to use up both full loaves. Ruben made 2 loaves of bread earlier. Here's one of them. Isn't that pretty? So if need be, we will cut into one of these to make sure that we have enough bread. We usually do something called bake, that we call bake, with any of our leftover French toast batter, but I don't have everything ready for that today, so we'll just do extra from here if I need it. Hey guys, so I totally spaced filming yesterday on Friday. I seem to miss a day a week. I don't know what my thing is, but anyway, so yesterday morning they had granola and plain yogurt again, and then for lunch they had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches on homemade bread. And then for dinner, Friday night's usually like movie night at my house, and I said it was baked potatoes, but nobody actually had baked potatoes. They ended up having popcorn. We made popcorn, and then we got the cheesecake out of the freezer, and some of them had cheesecake, and it was just kind of like a snacky kind of night. And then today, Saturday, the ones that had breakfast had yogurt and granola, and then lunch was, somebody had a sandwich. It was kind of like a hodgepodge quick thing because we needed to leave and go to my parents, and while they were at my parents, they had tacos and watermelon. And then we came home, and my mom had made a bunch of applesauce muffins, and she sent bags of them home with my kids, and they ate those pretty much the whole way home practically. They were eating muffins, and then they had more muffins when we got home, and they also ate apples. We went to my parents to pick apples off their apple trees, so it was a very snacky day. Very snacky day. So Kurt right now is making us dinner. He's making pancakes. They look very different from our pancakes. Our pancakes are usually darker in color than that, I think. These ones like blend in with the board. But these are from this Augustin Farms pancake mix we had, and we wanted to try it to see if we liked it. Not as like an all the time thing, but just a sometimes thing. So we're trying this. We'll see how it goes. Usually we add flax and all kinds of stuff, but we wanted to try it just fresh, like straight out of the can, to see if we liked it. So this is our dinner for Saturday, and I have no idea what we're eating tomorrow. Hey guys, today is Monday. I forgot to film yesterday, so I'm gonna film. I'm gonna let you know what we did yesterday so that I can get this edited and up. Sorry, I ended up having a really bad migraine yesterday, and I just kind of passed out in my room for a while to try to get rid of it. So yesterday for breakfast, the kids had more muffins that my mom made. My kids actually finished off 3 dozen muffins in less than 24 hours. I guess they liked them. So they ate all the muffins. They were applesauce muffins, if I haven't mentioned. So it was applesauce that we had made and canned and given to my parents, but we made it from apples that we got from their orchard, and then my mom made muffins with the applesauce that they gave us the apples, and we made and gave to them, and they gave them to my kids. So feels like we were just chucking an apple back and forth. So the kids really liked it, so they had that. And then for lunch, it's kind of grab whatever you want. Like, I think Ruben had leftover. He had rice. He had, we call it rice pudding. It's not rice pudding. They just take cold rice and add milk and raisins and a little sugar, and they eat it that way. I think sometimes they warm it up, but usually it's cold. Is it cold?
I warm up the rice and have cold milk.
Ruben warmed up the rice. Okay, so that's what they did there. And then for dinner, I was actually passed out on my bed, sleeping, trying to sleep off a migraine, but Kurt made them carrot cake waffles. So they're really easy to make. You could do like a spice cake mix too, but you take a cake mix and you mix up the batter just like you would if you were going to make it a cake. But instead of a cake, you just put it in the waffle iron. I think we pretty consistently make about 9 waffles. We don't do it all the time, but it's kind of a special treat. So they had carrot cake, waffles, and orange slices. So yeah, that's all that we had. That was week 3. I think we just finished week 3. So that was week 3.